Welcome back to the wonderful country of Japan. Welcome back to the wonderful circuit of Suzuka, an icon in the world of Formula One and a brilliant track with a whopping 18 corners, and so very technical is this circuit, so challenging for every single one of the drivers test. And the lights are coming on now. 5 of them up on the board, and 5 of them go out as we are ready to get racing around the Suzuka circuit. The cars wait, and now the cars go. Hudson Poole trying to leverage his medium tires, but Alex Johnson gets a brilliant start. We can see the other Red Bull actually spinning off the circuit, colliding with the wall early on in this lap. Undoubtedly, because I'm sure the plan for the Red Bull squad was to just stay ahead and then pull ahead on those medium wall tires, but instead he finds himself having to battle Alex Johnson. Is he going to try to move around the outside of 130R? There's no track left for him there as Alex Johnson runs deep, and now they're going side by side through the Casio triangle, Wheaton, and still Alex Johnson closes up that gap and stays in position to do just that. Meanwhile, Cam Bourne all over the back of Meepo, but we can see the Haas driver pulling away from the Ferrari on the straight. Meanwhile, Alex Johnson takes a defensive inside line into the Casio triangle as Hudson Poole goes around the outside and he locks his brakes, Wheaton, into the Casio triangle. He cuts the corner. He's going to have to let Alex Johnson pass, and that he does, but now he's got a lot of velocity on the back of that Alpine. Still no DRS available for our drivers. Nevertheless, he's got so much momentum as Alex Johnson goes a little bit deep into the first corner, but no, he retains 3 of 27 of today's race. Of course, any rash moves past Alex Johnson, like that cut of the Casio triangle on the previous lap, may indeed impact his race as he actually touches wheels with Kos Sylvie. Wesley cuts the second apex of this corner, and in turn may have picked up a warning for that as well. No penalty though, unlike for Hudson Poole. And now Hudson and Alex Johnson in front go side by side into the first corner. The Red Bull driver around the outside. Meanwhile, Wesley and Kos Sylvie touch into the first corner as well. And at the moment, and Hudson Poole getting very feisty behind Alex Johnson, nearly pushing the Alpine along. Alex Johnson keen to keep the Red Bull driver guessing as they approach the line. Now he puts the foot down. Hudson Poole times it very well, and from this very exotic camera angle, you can actually see he's got his mirrors full of Kos Sylvie as well. Alex Johnson goes defensive into the first corner. Hudson Poole's going to try to switch up the racing line, but no luck there as Fox Johnson comes back just in the nick of time. Meanwhile, there's side-by-side action between No Name and Wesley there in the mid-pack, and the McLaren driver barging, trying to get his way past the Haas, and these two leaving each other just a bare minimum of space, but it's enough. These are high-skilled drivers, and they know what they're doing. Still running side by side. Wesley catching a bit of a slide here as they go through the exit of the S-curves into the Degners now, and it is the McLaren driver momentarily ahead. Yes, Wesley concedes, and No Name takes the 4th position. As I say that, Wesley pulls up alongside once again, and once again the Haas driver finds himself trying to contest the outside of the hairpin. That definitely won't go, and now he's got his mirrors full of duck lovers who himself, we have a collision in the back there, and it looks like
it was a bit of a mess.
That is something we will go ahead and explore on our replay in just a second. At the moment, Hudson Poole all over the back of Alex Johnson on the start-finish straight, tickling his diffuser there, reading that gigantic Alpine message on his rear wing. Alex Johnson could not go more defensive if he tried into this first corner, and once again, Hudson Poole has shown the outside line. A.B. Cam Bourne. Oh, he's returning onto the circuit, and oh my goodness. Close in the chat. It's great to see all of you guys. So it is side by side with Hudson Poole and Alex Johnson, and this time Hudson Poole does get the inside line, Wheaton, but Alex Johnson hangs it around the outside, and still they go side by side through this middle sector. Now surely Alex Johnson is going to have to concede. He does.
Kos Sylvie and No Name and Wesley in the second half of the race.
So I don't want to call this track cursed yet, Wheaton, but it certainly feels like every time we visit Japan, somebody disconnects. Oh, we have a spin from that's Hudson Poole. We have a spin from Hudson Poole, Wheaton, and he plummets down. The driver getting past him. That is Andrew S. There's a bit of a gap there. Will he be able to emerge clear of the Ferrari of Pile of Garbage? Pile of Garbage going alongside him into the first corner, and Pile of Garbage does gain that position. Alex Johnson will not be happy with this because now he's got to make it past Pile of Garbage on a track that is behind him as well. You can see Alex Johnson all over the back of the Ferrari driver. Is he going to try and move to the outside of 130R? And the Ferrari driver squeezing him to the very edge of the track. They go side by side through 130R, somehow barely giving each other some room. And Alex Johnson does, in fact, squeeze.
Trundling down the street now. Here they come. We'll take it to you,
Oh,
Savage.
boy. This is going to be so close as Alex Fox Johnson flies into the first corner side by side with the McLaren of No Name. He clears No Name, Wheaton, but he does not clear Kos. Big battle. That is an important battle. And Wesley now looking for an overtake against Pile of Garbage. He's trying to advance the Haas F1 team into the top 5 to get some winnings of his own. Running wide here, though, through 130R is Wesley, but he secures that overtake.
Exit of the hairpin, blocked Duck Lovers, and now Duck Lovers is going 2 wide, 3 wide with the Alpha Towers, and he just manages to get ahead of Charles, but he is stuck behind Jaquan now and lost a couple seconds because of that incident. I think he kept his front wing.
Finds himself behind Dougie Falcons, who he was ahead of just a few laps ago. Dougie Falcons trying to skitter away from Jaquan, 1.6 seconds there, and Duck Lovers is all over the back of the Alpha Tauri. Of course, he's going to have that DRS advantage down the main straight. He's blasting that overtake, trying to overtake that Alpha Tauri back over to the outside line of the circuit, and that is enough to get him through the 2 Alpha Tauri. The Mercedes goes defensive. The Aston Martin goes deeper into the corner, trying to leverage that better exit, and he is going to come right out of that corner with guns blazing. A lot of overspeed. You can tell the Mercedes is using a bit of overtake to defend against him. He will go around the outside of the spoon curve. How much grip do those soft tires have? And he gets squeezed off the track. That's right, and yellow flag there in Sector 3. It appears that multiple cars have come together, and maybe Vasti and Meepo that have spun it. Oh, nearly colliding Dougie Falcons and Charles Leclerc. Dougie loses a ton of time. This corner is against him, though. He finds himself on the outside. Yellow flags his Pile of Garbage. Retires from the session on the final lap. Once again, Wheaton, you can't write it any better than that. This time, Duck Lovers is going to stick it out on the outside of the circuit. Andres absolutely giving him no room, but Duck Lovers still side by side will stay with this battle in the mini window and window as we rejoin our leaders who are going through the final few corners of this lap, and it is going to be Kos Sylvie who crosses the line first and wins the Japanese Grand Prix. Alex Fox Johnson in second, behind him No Name in third. The prophecy of Italy has not come to fruition once again, unlike last week, and Kos Sylvie hangs on to his spot. Here's the race winner emerging now onto the podium. It is Kos Sylvie, the Uruguayan driver, getting yet another win this season, and once again showing everyone that he is dangerous and that he is here to contend for that top spot in the Drivers' Championship. Adezi has absolutely no business letting his guard down now.